Welcome to the Moon Magic Tarot channel. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's readings, we are asking what's happening for you in November. We're drawing 3 cards, and those are to help to guide you in. This is really interesting. We're going to be drawing 4 cards, actually. That's what we have here today. So 4 cards, in fact, 4 cards, and we will draw some runes and a charm as well for each of these to help to guide you in. So reading number 1, we have the card of East. Reading number 2, we have the card of the Cave. Reading number 3, we have Sacred Site. And reading number 4, we have Medicine Mask. Okay, so let's place those there, and we will draw a rune and a charm for each of these as well, for those of you who like that extra little bit of guidance. So we are asking, what is happening for you in November? Reading number 1, you have the rune of the Spiritual Warrior. Reading number 2, you have the rune of Initiation. Reading number 3, you have Berkana, the rune of Growth. And reading number 4, you have the rune of Wholeness. And your charms. Reading number 1, you have a dolphin. Reading number 2, you have an anchor. Reading number 3, you have a wing with a rose. And reading number 4, you have a star. Super souls, this is the time to just trust your intuition. Follow your intuition. If you're not sure, just press the pause button. You may find you're drawn to more than one. If that is the case, then check out both of those readings. Sometimes for some people, it's even all of the readings. Excuse me. Check them out. See which one is feeling right for you. I will put the timestamps in the information box and in the comments for phone users as well. And if there's more than one area of your life that you're really wanting to tune in with, then focus on each of those areas of your world separately and see which of the readings is calling to you for that part of your world. Very often the different readings do respond to different aspects of our lives. Super souls, I'll leave the video running for just a few moments, and then I will see you in the readings. Press the pause button if you need longer. Welcome to reading number 1. You have the card of East, Emergence. You have the dolphin, and you also have the rune of the warrior, the Spiritual Warrior. Very interesting, because it feels like there's going to be a new dawn, a new start for you, the emergence of something. So we're asking about what's happening to you in November. Let's draw some oracle cards. Oh my goodness me, I'm going to say this one for you. Let's draw some oracle cards and some tarot cards and see what we are shown. I don't know if you can feel it, super souls, but there's quite it's quite tingly, the energy, and I'm feeling it really in my, almost like in my solar plexus. There's a really tingling tingling kind of energy, anticipation. Wow, it's a really interesting sensation. I don't know if any of you guys are picking up on it. We can take 2 from this pack. And I will draw from, I think we'll use the inner child cards as well today. And there are your 2. Right, let's look at what we have here so far. Okay, so we have your first card of the East. Then we have Illuminate the Shadows, Focus on a Solution. Okay. We have the card of Aquarius, Collaborate. We have the card of the Castle. We have Sacred Falcon Shows the Way, and She Rides with Wild Spirit Unbroken. These are very interesting cards. Let's move that up a bit. I think we can get these all in. Yes, we can. That's good. And then lastly, we have Rapunzel, and we also have the 5 of Wands. A flower with 5 petals and a butterfly here. Okay. I feel like in November you are going to reach out for something. It's quite interesting. You're going to reach out for help in some way, shape or form, or step out of your box, or make a move towards something that you have wanted. There's definitely a connection coming. What I feel is very interesting. This is the tingling and the excitement. I feel like you make a decision, like it's like a personal decision to actually move something forwards, to do something about it, to reach out, to allow yourself to have something, or to emerge, or to allow your cup to be filled. If you are the kind of person, and I think some of you absolutely are, the kind of person who perhaps gives more than you allow yourself to receive, I think for you guys, it's like you actually allow yourself to receive something. You have something. It's like, and you've been patient. You know, the rune of the warrior speaks of discernment, of having to process things in a way that you are learning those skills of discernment. You cut away the old, but it also speaks of patience. You know, having the patience and perseverance. And so does this card as well. Patience, perseverance. This is, gosh, illuminate the shadow, focus on a solution. I feel like for you guys, November is a time when you become more active in making your own choices, in asking for the things that you want, opening yourself to receive, allowing yourself to actually receive. It does feel like a liberation coming to you. Very interesting. There's an emergence, a liberation, a new beginning. Let's draw some more tarot cards, Super Souls. See what else we are shown. I'm very curious. There's definitely a space of new beginnings, but it's got a particular flavour about it. It is literally as if you reach out, or you ask for something, or you're the active agent. You know how sometimes a reading will show something just coming to you? I don't feel that's the case. This time it's like you're the one that does the reaching out. You're the one that takes the step. You're the one that creates the opening. We see what else is shown, or what other information we can have about November, the month of November, for reading number 1. Okay, we have the 4 of Swords. Where are we going to place our cards here? Let me move these up a bit. Yeah, that's going to work. So we have the 4 of Swords. We then have the Ace of Swords. And then we have the Moon. This is really interesting. We've had some really similar cards that came out in another reading, literally another reading that I have just completed. How fascinating. There's definitely some really interesting energy around for you guys in terms of coming out of a slumber, or coming out of a space where you've been waiting for something. And look at these 2 kings, King of Wands, King of Cups. Sacred Falcon shows the way. She rides with spirit unbroken. I'm going to place these here. You know, the Castle for me is a really interesting card in this position here, because it's telling us with Sacred Falcon shows the way, she rides with wild spirit unbroken. We're seeing you being liberated from something, from a stalemate situation, from something that has been holding you back. Even maybe like I would venture to say, even like a state of depression, or something heavy hanging over you, a shadow, literally. So it could be a depression, it could be the result of some circumstances or situations that hadn't gone well, but, you know, or just a feeling of stuckness, or feeling that something isn't going to emerge. And suddenly, it's like your patience pays off. The Castle is, for me, there's a sort of a saying, you know, an Englishman's home is his castle. But actually a castle can become quite a prison if we're enclosed in it. It can look fabulous, but to be, you know, isolated or stuck in something that isn't working and feeling like you can't get out can feel very trapped. I'm really seeing you move, escape. Literally from something. You escape from something. Rapunzel. Rapunzel, the story of Rapunzel. You know, Rapunzel let down your hair. The sort of the wicked witch or stepmother who had entrapped her in the tower. See, again, we have the castle, we have the tower. Entrapped her in the tower, and she grew her hair, and the wicked witch would climb up it. And then one day the prince saw this happening, and he kind of then came along and said, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair, and up he climbed. This is so interesting. The 5 of Wands, something is opening and emerging. We see this beautiful moon. You're coming out of this place of, it does feel like a deep sleep or a depression, or a place that something that hasn't been okay. For some of you, it could be a place where you have felt isolated or alone. We will draw more cards in a moment, reading number 1. But what November is holding for you is an opening point. I think you reach out, you emerge, and I think you get help. You get the help you need. Okay, whatever that may be. We'll draw more cards to ask more about it. But to have 2 kings is remarkable. The King of Wands. So we have creativity, imagination, and then the King of Cups. You know, emotional fulfillment, love, harmony, happiness. These are very powerful cards that I'm going to place them on top of the castle, because that feels like you have the power to emerge, you have the power to change, you have the power to start afresh. It's really interesting, this card of the East, and then we have Sacred Falcon shows the way. You know, on a medicine wheel, the East is associated with the eagle, the East is associated with new beginnings. And we're seeing, I almost feel as well, you know, this is like, this sword is feeling like Excalibur. You know, King Arthur comes along and was the young King Arthur, the only person who could pull the sword out of the stone. It's a beginning. It's a a space of renewed empowerment, of fertility for you. Literally, you have waited so patiently, and you've travelled, do you know, interestingly enough as well, you've travelled into the shadows to the point. Can you see in this card here, we have the sort of like a Black Panther figure just at the bottom here, this face. Can you see that there? You know, it's like, I think you've journeyed into the shadows, but you've journeyed into the shadows enough to therefore be aware of what you do want, because you've experienced something that you didn't want. So reading number 1, I'm now seeing why I was getting that sort of electric tingling in my solar plexus, because November is a month where something opens up for you, something emerges, something changes, some period that you have been through where you've, I mean, depression is the word, if I'm honest, that I'm experiencing, but it could be you have been or felt flattened by circumstances, by ill health, by, you know, all any kinds of things, but something is now shifting, open, but it's very specific. It's an opening, it's an emerging, it's a coming through and out the other side. This is like, if we think of a light at the end of the tunnel, this is you getting to the end of the tunnel and emerging into the light. It's coming out of your ivory tower. I do feel for many of you there's a sense of isolation. It may even be that something has been really bothering you and you've been unable to speak about it, or something has hindered you and you get over it. But that is the flavor. Something shifts. It literally, it opens rather than just shifting. It literally is, I think, that light at the end of the tunnel. You are now in November coming to the end of the tunnel, and there is the opening. And wow, the empowerment here, the light, the brightness, the something being lifted. That's really what we're being shown here so far. Reading number 1, let's draw some more cards. And may we ask please about, oh, I'm going to use a different pack actually. Oh no, these have come through, we'll use them again. May we ask for more information about the situation for reading number 1. Okay, let's have those cards. I'm also going to, so this is asking for more information. Okay, let's just put that there. I mean, I'm going to draw from another pack too, and I'm just going to ask, you know, can we be given more information about how this emerges or what it might be about, perhaps? Okay, so, ooh, 10 of Pentacles, that's exciting. So let's have a look first of all at these cards. So we have 9 of Swords. Yes. Look at this, you know, the sleeping and the demons. Can you see these demons looking in? You've really had a very, this is really showing us what a tough time you have had. You've had to retire, you almost to become a recluse in some instances, or to retreat, to go inside your shell. This is interesting because this kind of theme has come up in a couple of readings. What we're seeing in November, which feels so exciting, is an opportunity to come out. The wheel is turning. Yes, and look at the emergence card we have the Death card. It's the emergence, the flying away, the transformation, the leaving. I say the leaving something behind, but I just feel like this is liberating. November is liberating for you. You emerge from the shadows. Whatever has been holding you back, whatever's stopped you from doing something, you emerge from the shadows. Freedom, liberation, fabulous. Now, oh, look at this. We have the 10 of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Wands. Yes, I want to say yes, yes, yes. And then the 3 of Cups. This is beautiful. Right. What a difference in terms of where you've come from. This is 10 of Pentacles. This is success. It's God, and it's real success. This is significant. Look at the celebration here. I want to say family, I want to say friends, we've got collaboration, I want to say finding the right job, finding the right tribe, finding the right connections, finding the right people to be with. This is very people orientated. Now, however this is, King of Wands, King of Cups, I mean, wow. Whatever you are emerging from, whatever sense of isolation or disconnect in some way, particularly from people, it does feel very people orientated, whatever caused that, you've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, okay? This is the time you emerge. You've faced your demons, and or indeed potentially you've faced the demons that others have as well. You're coming out here. You're coming out the other side. And these cards are fantastic. It's so loaded with people. It's like manifesting the tribe that you want, manifesting the people, the communities, the connections, the friendships, the whatever it is, collaboration here. It feels like you find the right fit with the right kind of people. So whether this is work, friendships, social groups, whatever it is, you literally find the right people. And it's like, yes, it's like, wow, this is amazing. You get out of your tower, you come out of your tower, you make a move. This is the interesting thing. You make a move, and it's like, or you put a request into the universe. I would be very interested to hear about your new moon wishes and intentions when we get to the next new moon. We're a little way from it, but when we do, I would be very interested to see, or I always upload a moon update. Wishes and intentions are a time when we can make a request. And in fact, I would venture to say whatever your last new moon wishes and intentions were, because actually when you set those new moon wishes and intentions, and this reading, as we come into November, we're in eclipse season, so stuff can happen very quickly. Circumstances can create doorways that open for us. So it's a magical time of transformation where we can lay the past to rest, create shifts in the present that alter the direction of our future. That's what the energy is about. And November for you guys, reading number 1, is about you've been patient, you've faced stuff full on, and now November is a time when you reach out, or you send a wish or an intention into the universe. You hold it strong with patience and clarity. Okay, this rune also always says the universe has the upper hand. So in a way, it's like if we're going to get active and work with the universe. And the dolphin, dolphins are remarkable. They're intelligent, they have the most sophisticated societies, and that's the bit that's coming through here for you. They work as a team. They're a community. They work in communities. They are, they build strong, successful relationships. This is the turning point in November for you guys. You move in whatever shape or form this has been, this space of the shadows has been for you. You reach out and you are responded to, and it's very connected to people, finding the right people, the right community groups. I'm guessing it could for some of you be the right partner. What we see here is a greater emphasis on communities, families, friends, work colleagues, connections. And for those of you that, if you are seeking a partnership, then my guess is this reading is much more about finding the right people, as in a bigger way. But my guess is that if you are with, if you're with the right tribe, you're more likely to find the right person. And who knows what the other readings will show today. Super Souls, this is magical. This is a coming out of something. Ta-da! It happens. You reach out, you say, I'm not sitting in this tower anymore. You throw out your lifeline, and it's responded to. The collaboration comes in. You shift, you move away from something that has been holding you back. You've faced your demons. Wow. Reading number 1, this is totally magical. No wonder I'm zinging from the inside out. I'm really pleased for you is what I want to say, because I am really pleased, because it feels like this is long overdue. Super Souls, I'm sending you all the love in the world. Don't forget to subscribe and press the little bell icon if you'd like to get notification of any of my readings. And do check out, if you're interested in manifestation, do check out my Manifest with the Moon, Astro-Moon diary and journal, and the webinar that will teach you how to use those amazing books as really fantastic tools of manifestation. Tons and tons of love to you, reading number 1. Have an amazing November. Reading number 2, welcome. You have been guided into this reading by the card of the Cave, Retreat. You also have the rune of Initiation, which is like a rite of passage. So this is really interesting in collaboration with this labyrinth at the front of this cave. And we also have the Anchor. So I think what we'll do before we dive into any more information or more discussion about this particular card and the rune together, let's draw some oracle cards for you as well. And we will see what we are shown. And I think we'll draw some tarot cards too, even for this first batch of cards. This one and this one. Okay. I'm seeing those two. Okay, let's have a little look and see what your cards are showing. This is absolutely fascinating. This card came out in reading number 1. This is so interesting because I did say in reading number 1 that it was kind of, well, I don't want to say too much, but if you're drawn to them both, well, we'll see what the rest of the reading shows, but if you're drawn to them both, this is uncanny. This is unbelievable because we have these two cards both came out in reading number 1. Right, let's just see what else we have here. This is fascinating. I did feel like reading number 1 might actually have additional information in one of the other readings, basically, and I did voice that potential. So we have the card also of Dignified Strength, Surrender, Sensitive Sister, Be Moved by the Moon, and Blessing of the Kite Dancer. Okay. Let's put these here. We also have Guide of Swords and Child of Crystals. Let's put those up the top here. Yeah, I think that's going to get everything where we are. Okay, this is very interesting. Very interesting indeed. I'm still slightly blown away that we have the two same cards coming out. And we also have a labyrinth here, a cave, a retreat, but the Initiation. I feel like you are climbing out of something. Reading number 1 may well apply to you as well. Reading number 2, I think that you might be going on an adventure in November. You're coming out of something, you're coming out of the shadows. There are connections to reading number 1, so that may be relevant. But, and I feel this is being guided, orchestrated. It's very fascinating though. There's something really significant. I'm going to be drawing a lot more cards for your reading. There's something very significant about the guidance, the journey, the adventure, the discovery of something. We're seeing significant transformation. Now, Surrender, Sensitive Sister, Be Moved by the Moon. And look at this, even this is like a, looks like a bridge here with, or a dam. Yes, it's a dam, isn't it? Yes. I think you're going to go on some kind of an adventure. Now, for some of you, you may already be planning a journey or a holiday or something, or even a retreat. Even a retreat. But whatever you do, whether you go to something like a retreat or a holiday home, or you visit a castle, or whatever it is, there is an adventure waiting for you, and I think something's going to be revealed to you that will be of profound value to you on that adventure. It's like, I feel like the way is going to be shown. There's something. You know, the rune of initiation, for me, it's like a rite of passage. It means you're moving through into a bigger, better version of yourself. You're moving, you're upgrading. This is almost like it's like, you know, when you get I always dread them, like a Windows upgrade and everything goes horribly wrong. But for you guys, this is an upgrade. Literally, it's an upgrade. Something is coming to you that is going to lift you. It's going to upgrade you. You're going to be shown the way. Both of these cards, Guide of Swords and Child of Crystals, both of these cards speak of adventure. Very, very interesting. And here we have the cave, retreat, the anchor point. There is some aspect of you personally, or something in your world is going to upgrade you. Let's draw more cards, reading number 2. We need more information here because, okay, well, here we have lots of information coming through for you. Oh, I do see these, and I do also see this. And I'm going to put these to one side for in a moment. Let's move these over and let's have a look at these first. Okay, so you have Ace of Wands. Absolutely, look at that. Look at that kind of wand with those crystals. This is a very significant month for you, reading number 2, a really significant month. November is a time when you get an upgrade. Something absolutely transforms. We have the 8 of Pentacles. I just feel like the pathway is just literally being opened up for you. Then we have this 3 of Cups. This is a celebration. It's May Day. It's the beginning of spring. Wow. Oh, wow. We have the Lovers. Okay, right. And then we have the Sun. Goodness me. Right, okay. So, reading number 2. This is really fascinating, and there is a connection to reading 1. I did say in reading 1, you might want to, if what I actually said in reading 1 was, look, if this is connecting to you, but you happen to be seeking a relationship, maybe something else will emerge in one of the other readings. Right. I actually think you guys are going to be going on a bit of an adventure. Something's going to be happening. It could be a trekking holiday. It could well be associated with nature. It could be visiting, older properties, or it could literally be going caving, visiting a castle. There's something of a journey, maybe a holiday, a trip, an outing. There is something that you might join, that you decide to start. It could, though, well be connected to nature, but it's opening the way. There'll be an opening. If you're invited on something, then I would honestly, genuinely suggest that you step up and go. But it's upgrading. Some aspect of your life is being upgraded. For some of you, this will connect to relationship. 3 of Cups. It's a card of celebration. It's a card of love. It's like a connection. Sometimes it is like an engagement. We have the card of the Lovers, and although the Lovers is a card of choice, ultimately, I actually think what we're seeing here is something, some kind of an adventure, some kind of doing something that's different, maybe, or attending something, going to, I could even say a conference, but I feel it feels more leisurely than, feels far more leisurely than work. It doesn't feel like a work situation. My apologies, Super Souls, I received an interruption. Now, let's come back to your reading. I want to say that, you see, I think the interruption is quite important. Everything that happens in a reading is relevant, even if it's happening outside other circumstances. And this pathway that's going to be shown to you, or an opportunity to travel or go on a retreat or visit somewhere or join a hiking group, or so there's some kind of an adventure that is going to be offered to you. It's like a new adventure, a new experience. And what is important, the guidance in this reading is that's important for you is to take that opportunity, because it's literally opening up a pathway for you. It's bringing about the new beginning. It's creating a space where you, within that adventure, within that space of new opportunity, I do think for some of you there will be a meeting of some kind. You know, there will be a, you know, and for those of you looking for love, I think that opportunity will come through some form of an adventure, going somewhere, doing something different. Because these are very much about adventures. And look at the energy of the sun here. This feels so guided. I mean, this is the absolute beautifulness. It feels as though the pathways are opening. The guidance is here. It's something that is going to literally take you forwards. And I think with the strength card, the dignified strength, it's kind of like if you've been in a place where you've been quite low or quite gloomy or quite unhappy in some way, shape or form, or something hasn't been working, you've been feeling a bit stuck. It's very easy to not seize an opportunity if we've lost confidence in any way, shape or form, and someone offers us something. You know, sometimes we just think, no, I'm not going to do that. I'd rather just stay at home. It's safer here. Actually, the guidance in your reading for November is an incredible opportunity to do something. It's very much the energy of adventure. And we have these other three cards here. We have the Four of Cups. Beautiful. Wow. We have the Nine of Pentacles and we have the Eight of Swords. Okay, so I'm going to draw from another pack as well in just a moment. I do think for some of you, if you go on a retreat, a meditation retreat, there's something connected to meditation, your spiritual pathway. The rune of initiation is a beautiful rune. It often speaks about our spiritual pathway, our calling, that sort of secret initiation where we move into a different space and zone of awareness, of spiritual awareness. I would literally venture to say, in terms of an adventure, I'll talk about the anchor in a minute too, but in terms of an adventure, it could be that you attend something, a course, or you do a course, or you do, but there's something that you do. You could attend a meditation group, join a meditation group, get involved in some aspect of nature. You could join a community forest. You could, but there's something about a new adventure, a new opportunity that lights the way for you. You're being guided so that some kind of meeting, there's more to it than just your spiritual awakening. There's more to it than just an adventure. Something comes from that adventure. Something gets initiated because of that adventure that leads you into a pathway of something that you really, really want. For those of you that are not looking for love or relationship, there's still an opportunity for something coming to you that you really, really want. It's like a golden opportunity to lift you out of a place that has not been okay. So whatever you are rooting for, that's the anchor point. Whatever you've been rooting for in your own world, whatever you've really wanted to anchor and manifest in real terms, okay, the doing of this adventure, the choosing to walk the pathway that's opened for you will lead you to the something that you really, really have been desiring and wanting. 3 of Cups, 4 of Cups, beautiful. I just feel these cards are magic. November is definitely, I can't even just say it's a turning point. It's literally that point of doing something that's going to be, that has been guided, planned, arranged, sorted out for you. Lovely, joyous adventure. There's a real youthful spirit. But it is very interesting because I do feel it also does connect. If you have been longing to learn about astrology and you join an astrology group, or you join a tarot group, or you join, there's something that is illuminating the way for you. There'll be an opportunity to do something that you love. I do feel it has a spiritual flavor to it. Meditation, working in nature, planting trees, some aspect of connectedness to that pathway, and it's going to lead you, it's going to be leading to more, to something you really want or desire. For some, I think this is a connection to relationship in some way, shape or form. Let us draw some more cards for you, reading number 2. Okay, there's your first. May we please have more information for reading number 2 for November? Okay. Oh, look at this. Okay, you have the 6 of Swords, you have the King of Wands, and you have the Death and Rebirth card. Wow. This adventure, in itself, it is what it is, okay? In itself, it just is. It's like joining that group, going on that weekend break, joining the hiking group, deciding to go and help to plant some trees or set up a community garden or whatever it is. It is what it is in itself, but it is leading you to an end goal. You're being guided here. It's taking you out of a place where you have not been feeling okay, and taking you towards and into the meeting with something that connects to your dreams. If you have a look on this, on the t-shirt of this King of Wands here, he has a lizard. Lizards are about the dream time. This is, I mean, and look at these 2 wands. I mean, you know, look at this energy here. You know, it's like it's being handed to you. It's very, very interesting. It is literally the doing of the journey, the day out, the trip, the course, the whatever it is, the meditation group, the anything. Yeah, the visiting of the castle or the cave. It's actually, it's something's being handed to you. An opportunity is being handed to you. And this opportunity is ultimately leading you to something that will be life-changing, literally life-changing. It's taking you, you're being guided. You know, you don't have to steer the ship on this, in this particular instance. You need to walk the path, but you don't have to steer the ship. The ship is being steered for you. You know, the guidance is there, and this is something that you've wanted to anchor, to manifest, to bring into form for a long time. So I think there is an amazing opportunity that's going to be handed to you, and the guidance is to join that group. You know, do all these things that are offered to you. It's something that you really want to do, because it is literally the one thing is what it is, but it's creating the pathway to the thing that you really want, which is almost like, it's like the icing on the cake. That's how it is. Definitely, that's the right way to say it. It's the icing on the cake. It's the thing you have wanted, that you have desired, that you've dreamed of. It's the icing on the cake. Super Souls, this is magical, absolutely magical. November is wonderful. It's really looking really good for you guys. It really is. Super Souls, yes, you may want to check out reading 1 as well, if you haven't already. Super Souls, it's wonderful to be reading for you. I am so wishing you so much so much sort of love, and I want to say luck. It's really interesting that luck is coming through, but I think because it's about having that, taking those steps and saying, do you know what, I will do that. I will come out of the cave, I will do it. And yeah, your world is being given an opportunity to be upgraded, and there's something that you do that could be seemingly quite a normal everyday type thing that you enter or become part of or do, is leading you to something else. So magical, wonderful. It's going to be a life-changing journey when you enter that new phase. Super souls, this is absolutely fabulous. Tons and tons of love. Don't forget to subscribe and press the little bell icon if you want to get notification of any of my readings. If you're big on manifestation, do check out my Manifest with the Moon Astro-Moon journal and diary. They will give you all the information you need to manifest with the moon. And the webinar, I've done a big webinar, it's out there, you can check it out. I've talked about the science, and it teaches you how to use the diary and the journal as an amazing tool of manifestation. Super souls, tons of love. I'm just thrilled for you, I really am. Tons of love. Welcome, reading number 3. You have been guided to this reading by the card of Sacred Sight, which is also the card of Purpose. We have an angel wing with a rose, and Berkana, the rune of growth. Now, before we dive into any more information, I'm going to draw more cards for you. We'll draw several oracle cards and some tarot too. Notice that one definitely. So we are asking for reading number 3. What's happening in November for reading number 3? Yes, those two. Lovely. And we'll also draw from the tarot of the inner child as well, I think. There. Let's have a look at these cards so far. So, oh wow, this is really fascinating already. Look at this. Birth of creation, rebirth, Pluto. Sacred Sight, Purpose. This is a card that speaks of awakening, spiritual awakening, finding your purpose, finding your calling, trusting your intuition, literally an opening. And here we have birth of creation and Pluto, the card of rebirth. Wow, this is amazing. So reading number 3, what we are seeing in November is a very, very exciting time for you. Very exciting indeed. Look at the flame here. Okay. This point, it feels like a really significant awakening for you. Now we have She Rides with Wild Spirit Unbroken and Blessings of the Kite Dancer. This is interesting. I think both of these cards have come out, but in different readings today. I don't know where we can, I'll put this one here and maybe this one up here. I think we should get some cards in so we can see what we can see. We also have 7 of Swords and 6 of Crystals. Look at this, climbing the mountain, the snowflake, and 7 of Swords. Inspiration. Wow. Okay, so reading number 3. I think what we're being shown in November for you guys is, gosh, everything's pointing. Look at this point here, these points here, these points here. I actually think, and this is the birth of creation, I actually think, I need to say that I think you may get an idea or some kind of inspiration will come to you if you have been working on a project, or you have wanted to write, let's say you wanted to write a book. Just that moment of inspiration will come and you'll just know exactly what to write. Something is going to flow for you, literally. It's a blessing. It's something is going to just If you've had any kind of, if you are a writer and you've had any kind of writer's block, it's going to lift. It's going to change. It's going to turn. You'll get that moment of inspiration. Something will come to you. Something is coming to you in November. It's going to assist you with your calling, your purpose, your direction. And I have to say, I think this is going to lead to big things. You know, big things. It is literally your purpose, your calling, the knowing, that deep inner knowing of what you want to do, the direction you want to go in. If you have had any deliberations about changes in your world, in terms of your quality of life, so in your work, or perhaps your work, your calling, your career, your pathway, your vocation, something is going to come to you. It's not even that you're going to get clear about your direction. It's more than that. I feel like it's way more than that. Berkana is symbolized by the birch tree. And the birch tree is the tree that, if there is a forest fire, you know, forests are magnificent, self-contained ecosystems. They look after each other. They are communities that function just at the peak of the best of it, the best of the best. If there's a forest fire, the first tree to shoot up and start a new forest is the birch tree. This is new beginnings. This is new opportunities, but it's leading to something big here. Something is going to arrive that's going to, for some of you, it will literally unblock you. If you've had writer's block, or you've been stuck, or you haven't known what path to take next, you'll know. The direction of your life will become clear. It's like this this snowflake here at the top of the mountain. The interesting thing is that there's something very unique about the idea, the creation, the invention, I almost want to say. There's something that you really want to do. It's like it's purpose built for you. Every snowflake actually has a completely unique, it's like a fingerprint. It has its own unique structure, shape, being. This is perfect for you. It's the perfect fit for you. The idea, the window of opportunity is coming. We're seeing this in November for you, reading number 3. There is an opportunity of some sort coming that will show you the way, point you in the right direction, open up that possibility, and it is leading to something big. For some of you, it could literally be your route to fame in some way, shape or form, but it's your route to success, but it is of a purpose and calling kind of nature. It's not just a kind of it's, how is the way to say it for the best? It's not like just getting an ordinary job or an ordinary promotion. It's more than that. Because it's linked to something that has purpose, something that will bring, that has meaning. And it's linked to contribution and to, yeah, it's something that you feel from your heart and with your heart. I mean, just look at the flames, the light bulb here. This light bulb moment of inspiration that creates a space of rebirth. And yes, you know, there is a pathway to follow to get to the top of the mountain, but you know what the mountain is now. So now you can start. This is this window of opportunity and potential. Reading number 3, I'm really excited for you because it's like that moment of inspiration, that light bulb moment, the knowing the direction you want to go in. So and it does feel very amazing. Let's ask for more information for reading number 3. Yeah, I feel those are your cards. And yeah, we'll draw more in a moment, but let's have a look and see what we're shown. Okay, so you have the Knight of Wands. I mean, look at this unicorn riding in. Wow, I mean, it's coming in. And we have the Chariot as well. Wow. Look at this, and how amazing. Look at the way we have this sacred site purpose, this, you know, look at these tall stones, and then the chariot, you're riding through these stones, and there's the unicorn. I mean, wow. We are really being shown stuff here. Look at this, Knight of Swords. We've got two knights. We have Knight of Wands and Knight of Swords, Page of Pentacles and Three of Pentacles, and more stone circles coming in. Look at this. This is just amazing. So, oh wow, look at this. It's doing all my wows. Okay, I'm just going to leave that there for a moment. Let me bring this up. Let's just talk about these three cards on their own first of all. So, look, Knight of Wands. This is that calling coming in, that direction, the unicorn, the magic, and it moves fast. It's taking you in that. It is literally to do with your calling, your purpose, and you're being shown the way. Now, there's going to be some steps you have to take. We have this shown here on this mountain here. Look at these steps. And we have the steps, see the ball. Sometimes you have to jump through some hoops to get somewhere. Okay, so we're seeing this. You may have to, I would say, jump through some hoops, you know. Jump over some obstacles, you know, there's a dam here, but she's flying. Blessings of the kite dancer. You'll need to take some action here so when this idea comes to you, or the pathway, or the opening, or the inclination, or the gut feeling, or the intuition, you'll need to take some steps forward with this. Okay, we're being shown that very, very clearly. You know, for this flame to emerge, become a fire. I mean, everything is about moving forwards here. To get to this beautiful, look, Three of Pentacles, you will need to take some action. You'll need, look at this, you'll need to maybe, what's the, like juggle some things around. You may have to juggle some stuff in order to get there. Okay, in order to, we're seeing this bull, you know, don't be a bull in a china shop, okay? This is something that's going to move forwards. You'll know in your heart of hearts, because it's going to fire you up. You know, you're going to feel passionate about this. It's going to be important. It'll be something you really want to do. You may have to, yeah, you may have to do a bit of juggling around in order to somehow make it happen or initiate it, to take some steps. You may have to jump through some hoops. Take it steady, one at a time, one step at a time. But the idea is the opportunity, the inspiration, the gut feeling, the intuitive. That's what I'd love to do. It's totally right for you. I mean, look at the outcome here. Three of Pentacles. We're seeing a result. We're seeing an initial, not just knowing what you want to do, but we're seeing the resources coming to you to create that initial stage of completion, that pathway forwards, getting through these steps. I mean, again, be prepared if there's an interview or something that you see and you just think, I know in my heart of hearts, that's the job I've always wanted. That's the thing that I would love to do. Whatever it may be, it does connect to some aspect of calling and purpose. It's more than, as you said, it's more than just any old job, or more than just any old house move, or more than just any old, whatever any old it might be for you. This is inspirational. It's something you're going to love. And so prepare. Take your time. Take it step by step. You're going to then get to the point, you may have to juggle a few things to arrange this, but you're going to feel fired up and passionate about it. And we do see the result. We see that this is going to start to actualize, you know, the doorways opening, it's divinely guided. You know, again, there's this sense of being shown the way, doorways being opened for you. Three of Pentacles here. resources coming to you. You know, if there's an interview and you think, how on earth can I afford the train fare to get to there? It's going to come to you. You know, or maybe they'll call you and just say, hey, we really love your CV. We'll pay for you to come and see us. You know, there's something here. It's whatever it may be. It's your calling. It's your passion. It's your purpose. It may not be your job. It could be a vocation. It could be a connection to some aspect of your life. It could be moving house. It could be anything, writing that book. But whatever it is, take the steps. Because and the goal is in sight. You get that moment of inspiration. You think, that's the person I need to contact. That's the answer. That's what's going to move this forward. The inspiration comes, you take action, and you get to that point of that early stage of completion. So some inspiration, this is what November is really showing for you, some inspiration that creates, it has the potential to really build a forest, you know, grow a forest. That's the largeness, the hugeness of the potential here. Let's draw some more cards for you, reading number 3. May we have more information for reading number 3. And perhaps some more information about the outcome of this potentially. This one. Okay, so we have the Lovers, we have the 9 of Cups, and we have the Queen of Cups. Oh my goodness me. Okay. Right. The 9 of Cups and the Queen of Cups. I mean, this is, look at the pregnancy here. This is the birthing, the creating and the birthing, the choices that you make on the basis of this inspiration, this idea, are literally creating a new beginning, the rebirth. It's the rebirth. And it's coming to fruition. It's something you're going to love. It's something that you're going to feel that it resonates with you. I mean, look at the stars here. It resonates with you. It sits with you. It fulfills you. You're going to feel good. Your cup, in this instance, your bowl, but your cup overfloweth. It's got that flavor of it here. This really is, this idea, this window of opportunity, this opening, however it comes for you, is literally going to bring forth something that will birth success, results. That's what we're seeing here. What do we have here? We have the 9 of Swords, we have the 3 of Cups, and we have the Tower. Yeah. Okay. Now this is really interesting. I'm getting more than one kind of layer of information from these cards coming through for us. Firstly, I want to say, if you are a habitual worrier, this is not a month to procrastinate and worry. It's a month to take action. If that light bulb moment comes, trust it. Trust your gut feeling, trust your intuition. And if you have a wobble, talk to your friends. Your friends will support you through this because, you know, this is an opening of significant opportunity. It's an opening of significant transformation and change and rebirth. It really is. This is an opportunity that will take you in a direction that you are going to just love. It's fulfillment. Okay. So that's a message for some of you. If you are a procrastinator or a worrier, this is a time to trust your gut instinct and believe in that possibility and get help and support from your friends if needs be. What I'm also seeing for some of you is, rather than it being a worry, it's the end of a worry. If you have been going through a phase of distress, concern, anxiousness, or worrying about what your next step would be, or will I ever find my calling, or how will I ever know, that will come to an end. There's a transformation taking place here, and you will be literally, it's like finding the right people, finding the right placements, the right location, finding your tribe in some way, shape or form, and emerging, you know, back to that purpose, back to that calling, finding the right people to be working with. It's a beautiful reading number 3. There's an amazing opportunity here that is absolutely tailor-made for you. It really, really is. It's purpose-built, tailor-made. It could not be better. So seize the moment, trust your gut feeling, go with it. It's a beautiful window of opportunity that is leading to genuine success and fulfillment. Yes, it's not immediate success and fulfillment, but it's the pathway to it that's opening, and in a really, really amazing way. Super Souls, I have just loved your reading. Absolutely loved your reading. I mean, the choices that are going to be available to you, the choice to decide, you know, what you want to do here, and to follow that it's just fabulous. So wonderful reading number 3, people. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe and press the little bell icon if you want to get notification of any of my readings as soon as I upload them. And Super Souls, if you're interested in manifestation, do check out my Manifest with the Moon, Astro-Moon diary and journal. They will teach you how to really enhance, align your life, your purpose, your calling as well, with the cycles of the moon. And I do also have a webinar that teaches you all about the science and of these things and how to use these amazing tools. Reading number 3, I am totally thrilled and enthralled to know what this window of opportunity is for you, this light bulb moment, that spark, that idea. So yeah, I'm excited for you. I really am, because it's got so much more. This has meaning. It really is. It's that life purpose, that doing something that is really going to bring you that sense of fulfillment. Super Souls, I am sending you all the love in the world. Have an amazing November. Welcome, reading number 4. You have been guided to this reading by the card of Medicine Mask, Authenticity, the Star, and the Rune of Wholeness. Now, we're going to draw a lot more cards for this reading, but I will say, reading number 4, that there is something already here about you becoming you. Something happening in November that allows you to reveal something of yourself, or to no longer have to hide behind a mask. Let's draw cards and see what we are shown, what is happening for reading number 4 in November. We'll draw oracle cards, and I have 3 different tarot packs here to use as well. This is that one. Okay, let's have a look at your reading. We'll look at these cards to start with. Wow, this is just extraordinary, isn't it? So I just said this is all about you being you. Lead the way, light your own path. I mean, wow, just wow. Okay, we'll put this here. There's your first card. We then have Mercury, messages. Very, very interesting. And look at these snakes of transformation, but they have wings here, wings around this. I'm not sure what you would call it, like a scepter, but I think this is a really important card. My apologies, there was a little blip in the video there. We have the card of the crone. Very, very interesting, because this is wisdom. This is wisdom. It's like you coming into your own in some way, shape or form. Princess of Purity leaps across, and her hand gentles the war. Very, very interesting cards. and put this here. Okay, actually, let's move this over. Place those just here. And we have, okay, we actually have 3 cards here. We have 4 of Hearts, 3 of Hearts, and Seeker of Hearts. Are we going to get those in? Yes, we are. Yay, we've got enough room. That is excellent. Reading number 4. So reading number 4. The mask, the medicine mask, lead the way, light your own way. Her hand gentles the war, Princess of Purity leaps across. These are very, very, very interesting cards. There's wisdom here. I mean, the crone is quite a fearless kind of card. The crone is able to magically handle any situation. The Seeker of Hearts, this is the Tin Man. Can you see here in his armor, he has a little hole like a little window here, and he's on his journey to find a heart. We see here the 4 of Hearts, which is a card that actually suggests some emotional challenges, and yet the 3 of Hearts is a celebration. We come through a challenge, we find the treasure within. Medicine mask, we find the treasure within. You find yourself. We have the Star card. I need to draw more cards for you, reading number 4, because this reading is suggesting that in November, the month of November, that there is something around you that feels quite emotionally powerful, and there is a need to be able to process that experience in your own way. Okay, let's draw some more cards. Maybe please ask what this situation is about for reading number 4. I'm going to take all those cards actually, and also that one. Let us see what we are shown for reading number 4. So we have the 8 of Pentacles. Ah, look at this, the 10 of Wands. This is really telling us such a lot here. Look at this, not knowing quite how to move forwards, not being able to quite see the way, not being able to see the woods for the trees, and yet, can you see all of these symbols and signs are actually, they're all there, and yet this person is blindfolded. We have the 7 of Cups. It's like facing the dragon. Okay. So I want to kind of say to you guys, now, it does feel like, and I'm guessing that this may be going on already for many of you already. I'm doing this reading right at the beginning of November. I do feel that you're possibly already navigating something that is quite emotionally strong. You may also still be navigating through something. I think for some of you, I mean, both these cards are looking back. Yeah, I do feel you're having to navigate something that has either felt unfair or unjust. We have the card of Justice. I think you're navigating something that made you feel it was big, basically. You're processing something that was big. So we have, let's just run through these cards. We have the card of Justice, we have the 5 of Wands, we have the 3 of Swords, we have the Page of Cups, and we have the 7 of Swords. Right, now your reading is becoming clear to me. Okay, I was kind of really thinking, what's going on around you, reading number 4? What's kind of happening in November? Right, I now have an understanding of where this is. You've been through something that has left you, it was very big, It was very challenging. It caused you to have to sort of almost like face your demons in many, many ways. Some of you will have actually lost either someone or, maybe, the ending of a situation that felt very out of your control. It felt very big. It felt as though you couldn't do anything about it. You felt helpless. It felt unfair, unjust. And I think on some level, you've actually felt very angry in a very healthy way. I mean, anger is a really healthy emotion. If stuff is happening that's not okay for us, then we do feel angry. That's the deal. So that's what I'm really seeing here. This is curious, because the Crone card is looking at these cards. This is where you've come from, and it's almost like this situation, for some of you, it really did feel like it came out of the blue. For other people, you possibly kind of knew it might be coming. You were kind of waiting for it. It's really interesting. It does feel for some it was just unjust. It wasn't fair. You didn't see it coming, and it kind of was so emotionally charged, and it just kind of really shattered your world actually for a while. For others, you kind of knew it. When you know it's coming, but like maybe if maybe you have an elderly person in your world, or someone who's really unwell, and you know that at some point their passing is going to come. And you know it, you absolutely understand it, but it doesn't mean that when it happens it's any easier. It's got this flavor of stuff. You've been through some stuff, and what we're seeing in November is an opportunity for you to let go of some of the stuff it's like that for some of you there's an immediacy of it around you. And for others, it's something that happened that was big, and you haven't yet been able to process it to the point of moving on from it. But what we're seeing in November is a turning point, a moving from this 4 of Hearts to the 3 of Hearts. I think for some of you, you've had to almost, actually going to put these cards just down here. Yeah, that's better. Let's put these here. We'll draw some more cards anyway in a moment. For some of you, you've almost had, when you have to put on a brave face, like the Tin Man, you can't show your feelings, you can't express your feelings. Maybe you're having to look after somebody else, and so you can't really allow your own feelings to come out. You've actually handled this truly, truly well, despite feeling really helpless and feeling like it's out of your control. I do think, honestly, for some of you, it's like it sneaked up on you and came out of nowhere. For others, you were kind of biding your time. You knew it was coming. However that is now, in November, there is a turning point where you are able to sort of almost be yourself, release your own emotions. Whereas you've been looking after others, you can now feel the impact of this and process it for yourself, and you can come through this. There's a movement from having to be really in charge of everything and really thinking about everyone else, to moving to a place where you can move from that place of despair and feeling like stuff is never going to be all right again, to a place where you can begin to reconnect with your own feelings and also your own joy. When stuff that's big happens to us, especially stuff that's unfair, it stays with us. If you were bullied or targeted, you didn't see it coming, or maybe, whatever it is for you, something that was emotionally laden has left its mark. It's time for you to shed the masks, to stop having to put on the brave face, acknowledge your feelings, and actually move beyond them. November, something is coming in November that will allow you or support you to shift away from this place of almost internal war and conflict that you've been having to deal with. Look at these cards. Princess of Purity leaps across. there's a transformation, there's a leaping across. Her hand gentles the war. This is the inner turmoil coming to an end for you in some way, shape or form. Now, I'm seeing opportunities for new beginnings here with the Page of Cups, and the Seven of Swords saying to you, you know, just there's no need to hold on to the conflict anymore within you. You know, you can gather the swords, you can literally, it's time to move beyond. It's time to look at your choices and move beyond the situation that you have been dealing with here. I said Mercury, messages. I think there may be a message that comes into you that will allow you or open a doorway for you that says actually you can release your own feelings and light the path, light your own path. You can lead the way. It's like the shift moves from a situation that demanded all of your time and energy to support others and just to manage, just to like keep it all together, to a place where the focus can now become about you, but you moving beyond this rather than you managing this, if that makes sense. Let's draw some more cards and see what we are shown. How is this going to, well, let's first of all actually ask, you know, what's happening in November that is going to create this turning point? Can we be given information about this turning point? Okay, it's moved the star, which is really interesting. It's very interesting. I always think sometimes when we see a star, for me this is saying two things. One is, I just need to say you have been an absolute superstar. Through all of this, you have been amazing. You've been a superstar, but it's now time to follow your North Star, to find your North Star, to follow the guidance, the communication that comes to help you to move away from the inner conflict and turmoil that has, to be honest, I think for some of you, eaten away at you. Let's draw some cards. So we are seeing these. We're asking more information. What will come, and maybe how should there, well, just more information. How will this emerge? How will this evolve? You know, what other information can we receive, please, for reading number 4? That's the one. Okay, let's look at these first. So we have Queen of Wands. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay. We have 5, everything here is showing you the way. 5 of Cups, Knight of Cups, and Page of Wands. Okay. I'm going to actually say to you with, I mean, look at these cards. Court cards often indicate somebody coming into your world. We have the Queen of Wands and the Page of Wands. We also have the Knight of Cups. This feels like your knight in shining armor coming in, or your knightess. 5 of Cups, the pathway being lit up. I think somebody is going to come into your world in some way in November who will offer you, like literally reach out to you, offer you something, give you an opportunity, show you the way. Look at the runes that are symbolized in this Queen of Wands. You know, there's magic in the air. I think the inner turmoil that you have been stuck with because of this situation, I think, and here we have can you see the crow here flying through at the front of this card? I think somebody, and here we have the crow symbolizing the crone. I think somebody is going to reach out to you or bring you an opportunity or a direction, or give you a sign or a signal or a communication. Someone is going to bring something to your world that will actually, like a bolt from the blue, that will change this situation. It will put an end to it. It will give you an opportunity to move forwards. And here we have, what a confirmation. We have the card of the Magician and the card of Justice. And, oh wow, the King of Wands. I mean, wow. And the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups twice. If you have previously been broken-hearted, if a relationship ended, you lost someone that you thought was the love of your life, something was unfair or unjust, justice and justice. I mean, look at these cards. Justice, justice. Knight of Cups, Knight of Cups, your knight in shining armor coming in, or your knightess. If you have been broken-hearted, Page of Cups as well, 2 pages. Wow. November is a month where something happens, where someone brings you an answer, a solution. Maybe they bring you themselves. If you've been broken-hearted, someone comes forwards. If you and there's the potential for a new relationship, but someone comes forwards here to help you, to lift you, to offer you an opportunity. We're seeing pathways, we're seeing openings, we're seeing magic, we're seeing justice. If this situation was really unfair, if you were bullied, targeted, or something was really, really not okay, I feel like saying justice will be served, but it will be served not necessarily in a retaliatory kind of way, but it will be served in the way that something that you lost, that was removed or taken away from you, whether that could even have been your self-esteem or your position or your standing, whatever hurt you, caused you to hide behind a mask, to not feel that, or to feel you had to, I say hide, but retreat behind the mask is perhaps a better way of saying it. Whatever caused you to have to step up and be the strong one, or to hold everything together, you know, the Tin Man, you know, to feel that whatever hardened, let's say hardened your heart, but caused you to feel that you couldn't allow your heart to be seen or touched again, that's changing in November. The magic is around you. It's time to end the war. Whatever conflict you've carried inside you, it is time to end the war. Whatever has caused you to feel helpless, stuck, unhappy, entrenched, unfair, angry, all of these kinds of things, it's time to let the emotions flow. And someone is coming into your world. Someone is coming into your world who will bring things back into balance and cause that sense of unfairness to feel okay again. You know, if things don't go well, we can really get to a point where we feel like the world is against us, or the universe just has it in for me. Do you know what I mean? When you have one of those days and you just think, come on, universe, what are you doing? What next? How can you do this? And it does feel like that sometimes, you know, when things happen and stuff just takes place and you think, come on, you know, this is just not okay. November sees a shift. Yeah, the balance, the unfairness gets righted here. And it does feel, whatever's happened to you, super souls, whatever happens to any of us when things keep going wrong and it doesn't feel fair and it doesn't feel okay, what actually changes that is then having the experience of something that is good, the experience of something that is right, the experience of something that makes you feel loved, alive, you know, all of those things again. The Knight of Cups energy coming in twice here. Someone comes in to help you and it ends the war. The internal war comes to an end. That is what happens in November for you, reading number 4. I am loving this reading. I will be completely honest and say, when I first drew some of these cards and I was thinking, wow, really kind of what's going on here? It's why we had to jump straight to the tarot cards. I really thought, you know, what is going on? How is this going to be ended? Because it feels like there's this conflict around you. How is this going to be ended? You know, what's going to happen in November? And we see this magnificent shift, someone coming in that brings the magic back into your life again, lights the way, lets you believe, like you can believe again, you know. Beautiful energy, very strong energy, very, very strong. I mean, to have the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, 2 Knights of Cups. I mean, we are talking really strong connections with someone who comes in and it feels like they fix it for you. Justice will be served. Things come back into balance. The sparkle, the magic, the lightning bolt, the wow stuff comes back and lands. This is a reading for November, so unless obviously sometimes we tune into readings at different times. Oh, do please excuse that interruption. Super Souls, that was just so fascinating, and I just need to share something with you because I'm a great believer that whenever there is an interruption of some sort in a reading, and 2 of these readings today have been interrupted, I always think it's telling us something. And the most fascinating thing is that actually what has just arrived is actually a new router. And I literally feel like your world is about to be rerouted. It's about to find a new direction, moving from a space of inner turmoil, war, difficulty, challenge, to a place where actually the light comes into your life. You find your spark, your passion, your aliveness, your vibrancy comes back. Things come back into balance. You are surrounded by magic, it just feels revitalized, full of love, life, passion, being re-energized. Literally a change of route, of change of direction. And the gorgeous thing that we're seeing here is that someone comes into your world. This is what we are being shown for November. Someone comes into your world who creates that change, creates that possibility. Someone who sees you and loves you exactly as you are, or someone who enables you to be you again in some way, shape or form. For some people it could be about love. I mean, we have the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Cups twice. You know, this could absolutely be a love connection. For others it will be, again, it's a perfect connection, it's a great connection, it's a good connection. And I'm just thinking of the router again. I've had to order this new router because my connection to the internet has not been working very well. And so it's just so symbolic of this, of something, of having a renewed strong connection in some way, shape or form that allows you to rebalance, for justice to something that was unfair, unkind, hurtful, challenging, something that just was difficult comes to an end. And somebody comes into your world to create that possibility and bring that into you. This is a super magical reading. It's absolutely gorgeous. Reading number 4, I am sending you all the love in the world. This is needed. It feels like this is really, really needed. So, you know, it's time to end that inner conflict, the war that you have struggled with, the emotional challenge, and it's time to, it's time to be you, know you, light your own path. Yeah, literally look at this star again. Just have to bring this card up here. Yeah, that star ahead of the stag. This is just, yeah, it feels like November is going to be a magical month for you. Reading number 4. And I'm thrilled. When I started drawing the cards, I really did wonder, you know, there was challenge around and how is this going to be? But what we're being shown here is that shift and that change, that transformation, and coming from someone who comes in to make that possible for you. It's absolutely gorgeous. Reading number 4. Super Souls, don't forget to subscribe and press the little bell icon if you'd like to know whenever I post a new reading. And do check out, if you are interested in manifesting, do check out my Manifest with the Moon, Astro-Moon diary and journal. And also the webinar that I have done that teaches you all about the science and about how to use these amazing tools to manifest, I guess, the life that you really want to create for yourself. Super Souls, this feels so needed, so deserved. I am sending you all the love in the world. Have the most amazing November.